Welcome to the MLB Home Run Betting Challenge, or as I like to call it, the Dong Report, where I bet $1 on my favorite MLB home run picks for the day. And guys, I gotta tell you, we are in the middle of a crazy hot streak. In the past 4 days alone, we're up over 14 units. It's just been insane, the run that we are on. Yesterday, I gave out 10 home run picks. We got 3 of them to cash. 1 of them was refunded because the batter didn't play at all. Ended yesterday up $4.60. That brings our total profit from these home runs to $27.35 in about 17 days of doing this. As I said, the run we are on is incredible. For today, I have 5 home run picks for you guys. Yesterday, I loved the slate, found 10 that I liked. Today, only 5, and we don't want to force things, but 5 is the minimum we'll go with. So for today, if we get all 5 to cash, which we probably will, we will end the day up $22.10. And then if you put them in a parlay, you'll be up like $18,000, something crazy like that. Couple housekeeping items before we get into it. Number 1, I provide the best odds for these home run picks, and it's important to be signed up for every sportsbook to ensure you can get the best odds. So if there is a sportsbook that you are not currently signed up with, definitely recommend signing up. Use the links in the description of the video. Helps me out a ton. And then I've also recently launched a membership page. So if you want to become a Jedi in training, I have 2 different tiers. One is only $1 a month. The second one is only $4.99 a month. And then everything about it, the description, everything that it entails, a link to that. It's the very first link in the description of the video, as well as the pinned comment. So let's get into these home run picks. As I mentioned, I have 5 for you today. Number 1, we're going with Brian Reynolds to hit a home run plus 560 odds at FanDuel. Now, the risk here is that Reynolds is going against a pretty good pitcher for the Giants. I should mention this is in the Pirates versus Giants game. I should mention that. And as I mentioned, the Giants have a pretty good pitcher on the mound, and Anthony Desclafani. You think that guy's Italian? But he's having a pretty good year. The good news is Reynolds has had some success against him in his career. He's had 10 at-bats against him, and he's batting .300, which means 3 hits. So he's 3 of 10. But batting .300 sounds a little bit better than only 3 hits. Reynolds himself is having a pretty good year as well. He's batting .290. He's got 7 home runs on the year. He last hit one on May 26th, and he has 2 in his last 10 games as well. But Brian Reynolds is our first pick for today's home run betting challenge. Next up, in the Braves versus Athletics game, we are taking Seth Brown to hit a home run. That is at plus 520 odds at FanDuel. Now, don't let the raw stats for Seth Brown fool you, right? He is a batter for the Athletics. The reason why you shouldn't let raw stats fool you, he missed 6 weeks, right? He just returned to the lineup on May 22nd. Prior to that, he last played on April 8th. So obviously he missed a ton of time due to injury. So if you just look at his total stats, it's not going to be that impressive. What I do like, what is impressive, is that since his return on the 22nd, he has hit 2 home runs since his return to the lineup. Also, recently, he's got a hit in 3 of his last 4 games. So he has been playing well since he returned. Now, the pitcher for the Braves that he is going against, Michael Soroka, I got to be honest, that pitcher has had a rough go of it. You got to feel bad for him. He looked like he was on the cusp of superstardom, was going to become an ace pitcher. But in his last MLB start, which was in 2020, he tore his Achilles. He rehabbed it, started pitching a year later in the minors, tore his Achilles again. You really got to feel bad for the guy. So he tore his Achilles twice since he last pitched in the major leagues. And this is his first start back in the majors. So honestly, we don't really know what to expect from him. If he returns to his previous form, it's going to be huge for the Braves overall. It's not going to be good for us to get a home run, but we just don't know. A huge amount of unknown with this pitcher. And Seth Brown has been playing well recently. There is some value on him to hit a home run, so we're going to go with it as our second pick. Next up, in the Twins versus Astros game, we are taking Joey Gallo to hit a home run plus 340 odds at FanDuel. Now, I know you guys are going to be laughing at me. For whatever reason, I just can't quit Joey Gallo. And when I say I really mean the positive EV page, because that's what I use for these home run picks. This will now be the 6th time that I have used Gallo on this home run betting challenge. He has gone 0 for 5 for us so far, has yet to hit a dong for us. But Literally yesterday alone, there were 2 batters that I mentioned I have not had luck with, and they both hit a home run. That was Matt Olson and Paul Goldschmidt. In yesterday's video, you can check it out. Granted, Gallo is one of those as well, but I mentioned that I had gone with those hitters a couple times and had yet to have success. But home runs it's a fickle business, and you're not going to be scared off of someone just because they haven't cashed for you a couple times. And it worked out for us yesterday. So let's keep that momentum. Let's see if we can get Joey Gallo to get one today. And it's not as though Joey Gallo is having a bad year, right? He's having a fine year. I just haven't gotten him on the correct days where he's hit a home run. As for today, he is going up against Astros pitcher JP France, who's not a bad pitcher, but he is very susceptible to giving up the long ball. He's pitched 21 innings. He's given up 5 home runs. That is a pretty good ratio for the batters that we are betting against. Joey Gallo himself, he's got 11 home runs on the year, but he is in the middle of a cold streak. He hasn't hit one in a couple of days. Let's look for that to change tonight as Gallo finally cashes one for us for our 3rd pick. Second to last pick for the day is in the Angels versus White Sox game, and we're taking Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run plus 340 odds at FanDuel. Ohtani's a stud. He's cashed for us before. Love this one. So there's a pretty decent weather game for the Angels and the White Sox, so that part's good. It's also a pretty decent pitching matchup for targeting batters to hit home runs. As for Ohtani, he is going up against Michael Kopech, and he is definitely a pitcher you want your batters to go against for getting home runs to be hit. Kopech has a 4.24 ERA, and he's given up 12 home runs in 57 innings pitched. That's a pretty good ratio. Again, not quite as good as JP France, but still pretty good. And we all know Shohei Ohtani is a stud. I don't need to go into it a ton, so I'll just leave it at this. He's got 12 home runs on the year. He's hit 5 in May. His last home run was hit on May 24th. Let's look for that to change tonight. And last pick for the evening, we're staying in the Angels versus White Sox game. We're taking Eloy Jimenez to hit a home run plus 450 odds at Caesars. So it's the second pick for this game, as I mentioned, and we are backing the young outfielder for the White Sox. Now, Jimenez is similar to the A's batter, Seth Brown, where his raw counting stats don't look that impressive, but it's because he also missed time due to injury. So he's only got 4 home runs on the year, but he missed about 3 weeks due to a wrist injury. And he literally just returned to the lineup. His first start back was yesterday. Luckily, he had a pretty good day yesterday. He went 1 for 3 at the plate. That includes 2 RBIs and 2 walks. Prior to the injury, he had hit a home run in 2 of his past 3 games, so he had been playing well prior to that. He played well in his first start back from the injury, so I do love the momentum there. Then as for the Angels pitcher he'll be going up against, that is Griffin Canning. He's given up 5 home runs on the year in 36 innings, so again, a pretty decent ratio there. So Eloy Jimenez to hit a home run, rounding out our 5 picks for the evening. If you're tailing any and all of these 5, comment and let me know. If there's a player that I did not pick that you like, comment and let me know as well. Other than that, remember to like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, check out the links in the description of the video. Thanks for watching and have a good one.